Recently, when I interviewed Rosalind Joseph, Director of Track and Field and Cross Country at SIU, I realized I needed more than 3 minutes to tell a good story. Tonight, she touches more on the subject of leadership, recruiting, and her first job, being a mom.
Really has sort of its misconceptions about who can do it best or things like that, and just based on what people have seen, based on experience. And the more women that are getting into sports and into coaching, because it's not just men and their sons. There's women who are like, and girls that are like, but I've always only had men coaches. So I don't know, even as a girl in sport, I don't know what that interaction is like. And so it's definitely something that you're battling to change. But the more time that goes by and the more that parents and then student athletes are able to see that, that I'm a coach, they're able to kind of get past the gender or realize that it's not a big deal.
On paper and through the eyes of the NCAA, Coach Joseph oversees 6 sports: men's and women's indoor and outdoor track and field, and cross country. The teams are made up of various cultures and genders. They have learned to come together as a team. They have difficult conversations regarding diversity and want to take that knowledge and spread it to other teams on campus.
This is what we do. But we definitely have to continue to do it. And I think we have to be aware that it's something that, to be honest, we talk about in our sport because of our team dynamic, but we now have a responsibility, socially, globally, to do the same things. And so I think what really the conversation becomes is you all are good at this, and you all may be the only ones that are good at this because of the sport that you're in. And so it's going to be your responsibility now to go out, and not necessarily us talking with one another about it, but are we going to challenge and at least talk to other sports about it? And I think that's where, with everything that is going on, that's where I am now. I've had conversations. I wrote an open letter to my athletic department, everybody there, that kind of spoke to accountability within the department. It's a great department. So, as I reiterated, I'm not asking for change because I've been respected there. I've been, I love it there. And there's a great history of a lot of diversity at SIU. But I also realize I can't rest on that and stop there. It has to be something that I can't just build on. I may have to continue to be visible at softball games and be able to have the open dynamic with, golf coaches. And so it's things that, I have to continue to do outside of just my sport. We can't get so locked in and saying, well, we do it well, that we forget we have a responsibility to the whole.
Rosalind Joseph is not just a coach. She's a mom, and that's her first job.
Kind of show for our student athletes to see both sides of possibly what their mothers were doing. They were working and they were trying to take care of you. And if you have that love and respect for your mother and you realize, gosh, you mean she was going to work and cooking dinner? They get to see that there are women that are trying to do both and can do both well as it's good for my children to see. They see mom in a job that she loves, and she's happy. And so for them to come to a meet, and I mean, they can't believe I get to, you get to play in the sand all day. Like, yep, that's what I get paid to do. And so, they get to be around young people and make some connections that for me, it's important for me to bring them around. I have young people that want to be teachers. They may be my child's teachers one day. I have young people that want to start a business. They may hire my children one day. And so really trying to keep them connected, that if you see me as your leader, there's going to be a point where these are the people that you're leading.
A coach, a mother, a leader, a voice that is heard. Coach Joseph understands the power of her platform and is doing her part to bring a community together.
Great things can and will happen on top of what's already been done. I just want to be seen as an ally to that people understand that as if I'm fighting the fight and they're fighting a good fight, that between the two of us collectively, or between all of us collectively, we can do some great things. And it's tough to know exactly what that is. I think that's where it's tough to answer and say, what do we do next? Where do we go from here? I don't know. But at the same time, I know that it's a responsibility to kind of see one another. I think that's why it's important for me to make sure I identify and say, yeah, I know I'm a Black woman, but it's okay. I still have things that I want to see in this world, for my student athletes, for the department, for the university, for myself, and then for my children.
That's your sports for tonight. We'll be right back with a final look at weather.